Yeah, I'm going to take my horse to the Old Town Road, and that horse being Liquid, taking us to a third map, and especially here for ENCE, getting it done. And boy, was it a scary affair. Overtime was on the cards here in Dallas, and it's going to continue to be one that delivers. Welcome back to the CORSAIR DreamHack Masters Dallas 2019, everyone. This has turned into quite the grand final affair. Liquid not able to get it done on map 2, but there's always map 3. Here on the desk, I have finally got these guys in matching uniform, and now we're going to kind of get down to the nitty-gritty of what happened there and why it all fell apart for Liquid.
Look, I don't really keep up with the hip, cool things that the kids are doing, those meme things that they're on about, but I did catch one of them, and then it goes, oh shit, here we go again.
Which one would that be?
It's the GTA one. I don't really know, but yeah. And if anybody doesn't have that vibe right now for Liquid in another grand final that they're probably going to squander and lose after being in a position to close out the match on their map choice, losing a 1v2 to Sergey on that A bomb site, losing a 3v1 in the late stages of this, squandering what could have been another trophy. Bloody hell, these guys, man, like it always happens.
Yeah, and it's got to be a weird sort of mental point right now for Team Liquid. They've got to be kind of standing there, kind of, oh my goodness, is it happening again to us? I really like to think that somehow, some way, over all the hurdles that they've come to when it comes to crossing the finish line, now would be the time to show the fact that you've gotten over that stigma.
Now, obviously, I haven't played with all these players on the lineup, but I played with 2 of them, Nitro and Elise, and I can tell you from the experience that I've had with them is that they are, you know, somewhat mental strong. They do know how to resist, you know, the thought of going down this dark path and where you think to yourself, all right, we should have won this, and they can keep focus on Inferno. Sure. That said, though, as you said as well, it's happened so many times now, right? It's over and over again.
Here.
Let's hear it.
Summit, Blast Miami, Blast Sao Paulo, EPO Udense Season 8, IEM Chicago, ESO1 New York, E-League Premier, ECS Season 5, EPL Season 7.
Yeah, that's a long list.
Yeah, it could go on. That's not even all of them. That's just most of them.
That is what they like to say in the industry is yikes.
Yeah.
I think that's what they like to say. Very, very interesting spot to find ourselves in, a crossroad even, if you think about it. ENCE, I don't think we're particularly favored to win that map overall. So tell me what they did right.
Well, obviously the clutch situations they had going their way, right? They were fantastic rounds to win, pivot rounds as we call them. But I think, you know, when you look at it, they were well prepared for this one. The fact that, look, 8-7 as a first half, it's not great. You know, it's not great starting on the CT side, but their T side was good. They're able to grind back into it. I think the clutches is the difference maker in this one. Because when the game's so close, when you get to overtime, if you look at those different makers, if they didn't win those, they wouldn't have been in that second half.
It's a fun contrast to see ENCE going up against Liquid, right? Because we talk about Liquid being this mentally troubled team, potentially, whereas ENCE, when you look at them, they're just stone cold. You see them winning the clutches. You see Sergey winning a 1 versus 2 clutch.
Doesn't even smile.
Doesn't even smile, doesn't even react. So there's quite a contrast right now involving within this game. You have this ice-cold Finnish team called ENCE, and then you have Liquid, who are supposed to be the better guys, but if they're mentally troubled, who's saying they're winning Inferno?
Yeah, and everybody's troubled in their own little bit of ways, but it's not Sergey and Alu. They continue to put up numbers here. They continue to consistently make an impact for the side of ENCE.
And with the 2 of these guys, right, the highest rated players in the tournament coming into this, that's good signs. They've been consistent, and obviously you can throw their names in the hat for the MVP race in this one. If they can continue to find impact like that going into Inferno, where now it does become anybody's game, I still think Liquid are the better team. But ENCE now have a shot because that mental edge, it makes such a big difference.
Would you say, Jacob, that Liquid have goofed this up in a way?
They surely have, right? They have Overpass coming in as the second map. They look good in the first half. They have everything under control. They get away with 7. I think that should be enough. And they also look, you know, by the later stages than that CT half to much better. They look like they had control over the entire thing. So Liquid are going to feel jaded. They're going to feel they had a big chance here, and they should have closed it out in 2. Now we go into Inferno, a map that is going to be open, and especially when you have a guy like Sergey playing as he is right now, not only in this game, but in the entire tournament, he's been very demanding in the way he's playing. He's been clutching a lot. He's been very influential for ENCE. So it's going to be tough for them.
Well, I say kind of goofed it up in a way that they kind of made a blooper. And actually, bloopers happen all over the world, not just with you in your home, in your couch, or on your chair in Twitch chat. I'm talking about here at DreamHack Masters. Some bloopers happen as well. Let's take a deep dive.
Welcome, first of all. This is the winning corner. There's a specific reason you're here, actually, and that's because you two have actually won a lot throughout your careers. Last time, and the time we're going to look at it right now, is the one from...
It just feels horrible because you're gonna say last time you won a tournament, 2016, I know. 3 fucking years ago. It's gonna sound horrible. Okay.
Hello guys, and welcome to jeg kan ikke lade være. Du skal ikke sidde og smile sådan der.
Hello guys. Hey guys.
We feel pretty competent. Yeah, well, as the steering
Exist. Hey, how you doing?
Hey guys, and welcome to Os Vild Musik. We're doing this again now. It's just stone faced. Completely. All right, you ready? Yeah, serious now.
That's you.
You're the ones running me.
So I'm not too sure what would be there for me, but
Have you prepared anything special for Furia?
Not really. We haven't prepared anything yet.
Right, perfect answer, but can you say we haven't prepared anything special?
So, do you want me to say all that again?
Yes, please.
Hey guys, and welcome to the Winner's Corner. Today,
What can I do?
Well, it would appear the Danes weren't the only ones struggling throughout that segment. We got some Swedes in there really boffing it up. We've got some Finns in there. Chad, we even got you in there.
Well, we were doing meant to be like some split screen kind of gag situation. It didn't work, obviously.
Well, guys, we have to get into the last map. I hate to break the mood here. I hate to just break it all up. But is there a chance here? I guess really quickly, who do you have?
Well, if Liquid lose this one, we can put them on the end of that bloopers reel.
Okay.
Right? We can add them, then they're losing another tournament to this. But look, I think I'm just going to stick with my guns. I'm going to stay with Liquid. I think that they're a better Inferno side. I'm going to remove the mental edge. I'm going to pretend that doesn't exist. And I'm just going to look at this as a best of three. And I still think that Liquid have more firepower. I think they're well-versed. I think that ENCE's Inferno is actually one of their weaker maps.
Jacob, you have one sentence. Do it now.
Liquid.
Okay, that's not really a sentence, but we'll take it nonetheless. Team Liquid, can they do it here? Or will it all go horribly wrong yet again for the North American squad? The Finns will have something to say about it, and so will our commentators. So we're going to bring them right back in here, ready to go. It's going to be Seda Kist and Henry G. Boys, take us into Inferno.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I agree. That was not really a sentence, Pimp, but we got the point, and we'll see if that point stands. Liquid have it all to do, no doubt about it. I think ENCE showed the type of gameplay that would be relevant on Inferno. I think there's a real chance that their T side can be demanding and pressuring enough, I suppose, against Liquid.
The fact that ENCE are going to start on the CT side as well, we mentioned coming into this series, if it does go into Inferno, Alu, in my opinion, one of the best CT AWPers on Inferno. He is absolutely nuts at this map, very aggressive, very difficult to predict, and you've got Sergey looking absolutely world-class right now as well. So this will be a difficult one for Liquid, and I feel like you do have to count for the mental edge here. I feel like Liquid will feel like that overpass map, it should have been theirs. They dropped the ball a few times here, and they can feel it happening again. Another second place. Inferno really is wide open, could go either way. I will lean towards Liquid, but I would like to see this be a very close game. Finish it with potentially another overtime. That always is exciting on Inferno. Every team plays this map, and we'll see if it's another classic here.
Yeah, every team plays this map. That's the key as well. You've often said it, and I agree. It is the best deciding map in a series, really, because it offers so many different styles, so much different positions on the map that are not only important, but create opportunity. And yeah, it's a brawl. It's fairly even down the middle. Now, the one thing to say is utility is important, so we'll see how ENCE can build into this economically at the start. They're going to elect to go for Alexi B on a kit with 2 flashes. Everyone else is ready to fight.
There we go. It's all been broken down. We have got a couple of smokes on the Liquid side as well. Flashbangs and a Molotov to boot. 3 players towards the B-bomb side for ENCE here. It's going to be Sergey, who's trying to find the initial quick kill. They've detected Alige towards Logs. He knows he has to get the hell out of there. The flashbang comes over from T-spawn. They've still got plenty in reserve, so that's okay. But is this going to be enough? Nitro with the bomb. It's Alu protecting the boiler room of Aerial, focusing on second mid. No real damage inflicted on either side just yet. Alige lucky to walk away with 85. And we'll see now if ENCE want to go any further. They have established top of banana control.
Fantastic opener. The CT side, Alige tries to combat that with shots toward X7. Puts him down to 6 HP. And they want to exploit B, and they've already got a rotation going the other direction, just based on the fact that the contact with Elise was so far down middle. X7's going to get boosted.
That's a nice boost too. You don't see this too often in pistol rounds, and they've got 3 players to defend. The smokes will be deployed towards city spawn. Not towards Coffin zone. I mean, the LXTB does have vision. Will they check the boost? They absolutely will. Twist will bring it back to a 4-on-4.
And a bit of a double-edged sword. They wanted the low HP player to be on the off angle to try and get the shot before he could be responded, but it also meant it was easy to take him down. And with the smokes in position, the site is open. They'll boost again. Not commit to the ledge, though, because Alu gets spotted too soon, and he's lost aerial underneath. First kill may have gone ENCE's way, but every kill since has gone liquid, shall we say, as Alu wants back in. There was a kit in the round. It's nearer to the site. Low HP on 3. The chance gets smaller with each passing second, and Elige back around the corner to find his third. Pistols now in favor of Liquid. 3-2, but 1-1 so far on every single map. The question is, can they convert? Can they get the momentum?
We'll see. You're absolutely right. Alu is going to invest in this round, so it suggests the 4 spies coming through. He's got the scouts area with the UMP, a few deagles to boot, so you really want the smokes in these sort of rounds. They've got 3 of them. Ideally, you want to get 5. There's the 4th, so it comes through. So you can treat this like a gun round and have Alu providing some damage at the start. He really does need some tags here to increase their chances of winning. Doesn't necessarily need headshots, although those would be great. But a slam towards the apartments, but not taking any damage just yet. Ariel and Sergey will be at the top of the balcony steps. Elige, though, top of B. And he'll get the first frag. Nice work with the Krieg. To be tagged up as well, even more so now, as Ariel does pull one back. That's towards the apartments, and they've managed to at least pick up a UMP here.
He wants to play forward of the utility. That's why. So that when they run through, he's ready. More forward than they expected. The pistol has the power. They'll go above him, and he's not suspecting Stewie to do so. It still leaves us in a... Ooh, I say 3-on-3. Just barely. Elige surviving the nade with 1. And they'll swap the guns as a result. Stewie goes onto the Krieg. Flash out. Pillar protects. He gets the first shot. Looks for the second as well. Finds the headshot. And just Alu left to discover, shall we say. They don't know that he's toward the ruins, but when they do, very little chance he gets away with it. In fact, he's already starting to head back towards CT with the scout. Bomb's not planted, keep in mind.
Yeah, it's certainly not. So Elige 1 HP. Bomb will be planted. That should make the chance of Alu doing anything with this almost 0 now. Might be better off to saving the scouts as he checks the flanks here. Looks like he will just be backing out of the scenario. He hasn't got any armor, but he will save the rest of the snipers. Nice recovery from Stewie, especially. You saw that little change they made. The low HP player of Elige, he gets given the SMG, throws over the Krieg, and that's where Stewie can find 2 kills towards spawn. And that pretty much confirms the round. They know that now, as Alu will get nothing out of this. We'll have to go back towards the A site, and it will be a full eco next round for the Finns. So it'll just be USPs and the saved scouts. I don't think they'll do much of it, but you could probably get 1 or 2 kills, maybe. Stewie making sure he gets out alive there, but the 2-0 is confirmed. Liquid should be at the 3-0, no problem here whatsoever. Round 3 coming up, you shouldn't see much investment at all from ENCE. All hovering around $2,500. I'll have to wait until they can bring out the heavy artillery. The AWP of Alu will be something quite special and a difficult threat for Liquid to manage.
Very, very aggressive. Spawning a boost at the corner, knows there's 2 players there. Easy to deduce. And he'll reduce that down by 1 as he catches out Sergey. He may even suspect the third just based on the fact that there was suddenly someone further right than the timing suggested, so he's clever enough. He'll have made that call and go back over toward the A side as a result. Out from apartment, Elige jumps in. First kill already found. Alexi inside by the box. He was aware of that as he heard him rotating back in. And X7 suddenly alone, far removed from the action, and Liquid looking to convert the 3rd round.
Yeah, nothing given up. As clear as it will get, as they take all 5 players down. But here comes the AWP. We've seen Alu time and time again purchased up with nothing more than the AWP, no armor, and he seems to be absolutely fine with it. And we'll see whether he wants to do it here. He's on for the AUG instead, so it seems like he's going for a more utility-based approach here. Like we said before, he's absolutely fine on the rifles, won't be a huge deal, but he won't be able to get into 5th gear just yet. Holding towards top of middle. He'll be there waiting with the flash in his hand. He'll throw that over, have a quick peek towards the underpass position in second middle. But another default here from Liquid. They've got easy banana control at the start. Didn't really cost them any utility either. So they might just send big numbers over there at the start, considering they've still got a Mac 10 and UMP. Still powerful weapons in this sort of round. You can see Alexi B and X7 without helmets here. So if they can find those players close range, that could be problematic. Flashbang behind Nitro to allow him to pick towards the apartment. It was a double stack in that position. CT's will now have to fall back.
Alu. AUG in hand. Smokes, but he's got an aid that's going to go out. Only should do damage on one now. Takes the brunt of it. We'll go back for the bomb. So too the rest of the team. They'll head back over toward B instead. Very passive hold inside of the site from both Alexi B and X7.
Alexi B still has a smoke. X7 with nothing. So with 35 seconds, if he can drop that around the 30-second mark, that would be fantastic. They've got a strong chance of holding on this push. As soon as he sees the smokes coming in, that's when he'll deploy it. So now, Alexi wants to throw that. Indeed, he will. So now he's got a chance to actually fight up close, but the flashbang catch him. So does Stewie2K. Lovely shot from Elige. They've cracked this site wide open, and it's a 5-on-3. I don't think there's a chance you can go for this map.
No, not at all. They have to concede. B is so hard to retake once it's lost. Again, we talk about that even on trades. Even if you lose 3 to getting 2, you still lock out the site so effectively. So at this point, yeah, save the guns, get away. Liquid, they're going to get their 4th round. ENCE cannot afford to give up the rifles they have.
I feel like when the clock reads 35 and you still have a smoke, you really should be deploying that without any sort of cue. It felt like it was a bit too late on the smoke. He drops it in. By the time it does bloom, T's are already coming through it. With the flashbangs, you could have potentially dissuaded them if you got it down there a bit earlier. So that's my opinion, of course, and could have gone either way. But the flashbangs just way too heavy for him, and down he went with nothing. So 3 will survive, though, on the ENCE side. So something there, but still don't have the AWP. They'll have to maybe take a pause here, I would say, and just discuss how they're going to distribute the wealth out and make sure they have the strongest buy possible, and whether they'll take a different approach considering there's going to be compromises here. So round 5, no pause caused yet, but it could be coming in at the final seconds. Not going to be the case. X7 stays on the Deagle. Alexi B, CZ, so they don't get drops here. They're going to try and do what they can. Well, that's all they have.
Pushing with Alu behind. You mentioned his aggression. He doesn't have the AWP, but this is one of the positions he loves to play. He's so good at finding kills toward alt mid. From near the bench, and smoke to protect them. We should be able to fade off this, but Twist actually gets the angle. Alexi B comes back underneath, but it's only for the trade to equal it because Elige found a kill in the meantime.
So now they know the players towards second middle, and X7 has given up his hand towards B as well. The fact he's fired off those Deagle shots, that's where I'm going right now. You want to go challenge him as well. The fact is he doesn't have armor, no utility. You have to sit towards the coffins here. If he gets one, he has done remarkable work here. He's been silent, but can he be deadly? Not quite. It's going to be Stewie to take him down. That should be round. A nice little probe towards middle there from ENCE. They managed to at least trade out kills, but as soon as the fact they heard the Deagle towards B, it felt like it was done for me. He had to just maybe hide on the site and hope for the best.
How incredible would it have been if he actually baited with the Deagle and had a rifle? That would have been the perfect scenario for it, but you're right. As soon as they heard those Deagle shots, run it down. Alexi B found 5-0 for Liquid. Talked about the T side of ENCE and the potential that it has. Well, the CT side needs to arrive to give that any chance at all.
Well, finally, we'll see the AWP for Alu. It's not too late yet, but certainly doesn't look good for them. A CT-sided map, and they're 5-0 down. And Liquid are not showing any signs of taking their foot off the gas at this point. Will we see one of the classic Alu pushes towards second middle? Apparently not. He's heading towards B at the start of the round. Wants to get that first pick and fall back. I dare say he commits to the wider angle, but he gets completely flashed. And so does his teammate. X7 still good for 2 frags. That's very strong indeed. That's enough work done. Alu could fall back off this. Take a few pop shots towards the half wall, but Alexi B ready for the challenge from Nafly. They've got a 5-on-2 advantage here. Surely this is where ENCE will post their first round on the board here.
Sliding under, but Sergey and Atrium traded again by Twist. He's only got 11. This is finally ENCE stealing back around. Shouldn't even say stealing, really. They were convincing from the off on that one, and they'll keep the 4 guns up, 5-1. 4 guns up and a healthy bonus behind them still. Chance to get back into it. It's not like Liquid has a ton of money post-buy this time. I say that, Elise certainly does. The rest, not quite. Quickly with a Molotov toward Banana. 3 players in alt middle though, so this will just be about getting position, and Stewie the one to do so with the AWP. He's got to be very careful given all the utility thrown at him. Pre-smoking the deep Molotov and anticipating the peak. It was perfectly assumed, but wrongly did he expect the flash. He gets blinded and has to get away. Thankfully, his smoke serves a double purpose because not only did it extinguish the Molotov that went low, he was able to sneak back out inside of it and not be spotted.
The problem for ENCE is here. Yeah, they have B control, but look how little they have left over. It's cost them so much to get that. No frag found. He's a flash from Elise. Rolls out of the boiler room there, and Alu will sit back towards the arch. They are going to come in with a flash attack, I would say, from the apartments. Raise smoke towards library. Double flash of the chimney. Send players towards the pit. There's the flash. Will Aerial be able to stop them here? They've actually got towards the pit. It's looking quite good for Liquid now.
Aerial flash. Going down as well. Nitro overwhelming. Elise gets pit. This one was just gone the second the flashes flew. They got every single kill they needed. Stewie following that up to get X7 as well. So I said it, ENCE, they kept 4 alive. They've got a big bonus behind them. Now they're going to need it because this looks like 6-1 for Liquid. Thankfully, the new money system, rather than the older, they would be in dire need.
Yeah, they would be in a lot of
victories.
trouble. But Alu saving the AWP, and he can drop a rifle. They are going to be a maximum loss bonus for sure, so they actually have a bit of residual cash after their pretty convincing victory before. So they won't be eco, especially if Alu can save the weapon. But a very good round there from Liquid. Changing things up. Nice simple approach there, no smokes, no telegraphed antics. Towards the A side, just an effective flashbang and a passive hold on the bomb side there from ENCE. They had no pit presence. That was the problem. As soon as one of the players made their way through towards the pit, so much pressure applied. The flashbangs were spot on and overwhelming. Liquid made their way through and get a 6-1 lead here. They are looking destined to lift the trophy at this point. It's such a convincing first half, and then the third and final map. ENCE, like I said, still have a decent buy here, but not really posting many frags at all. Alu 1 and 3 had to save the AWP a couple of times now as he checks towards the underpass. We'll have Stu up against him. Oh my goodness, lucky to be alive. Takes only a shot to the leg there from the AK, it seems. The battle banana goes through once again. AWP there for Stewie. Can't quite land the flick, and Alexi will punish him for it.
Twist waits on the stairs. Down, well timed on the flash. Nitro strikes, but Alu has the other side covered, and more importantly, the bomb is on that side. And he's got a rotation toward the top of middle as well. They can actually defend the bomb's position. Not with Twist sneaking through, he actually got underneath the Aerial, jumped out with the wall down toward the pit. He recovers, and they go immediately for the plant before anything can be done. From Alexi B, who walks out suspecting they would be too busy inside of the site, not knowing that Nitro already had the graveyard, and Aerial's locked in because of that.
Yeah, he really is, and he's the only player of HP, not anymore. X7, they'll just have to sit back and wait. And you've got to be gutted if you're Alu there. You've got a great shot, you've got the bomb down, you feel like Apartment has been covered by your teammate, but I assume he looks away for a slight second, and Twist just jumps out, claims the kill, and he does survive as well, so it all comes crashing down. Alexi B and Alu had to work hard for those frags as well, but it's not enough. 7-1 confirmed. X7 saves the organ. Remember, they still have that maximum loss bonus, but still, they're going to struggle to buy into the next round. Only 3,400 per player coming through. X7 can drop, I suppose, but I'm almost certain a partial buy will be on the agenda here as all 3 players for Liquid survive in the pits. They'll have AKs and a Krieg to carry over. Did not manage to pick up Stewie's AWP, but there's plenty of cash for him. He can buy another one. This was nice work. Their flashbang and kind of synergy right now on the Liquid side has been perfect. It's these flashbangs that have been so overwhelming for ENCE. Every time it looks like they're in a promising position, bang, flashbang comes into the face, and they're just done for. Very good on the timings right now. So I speculated a partial buy here. Either way, they're going to take a tactical timeout as Twister will be brought in to raise morale, work out what adjustments can be made. They're going to have CZs and scouts. They have got HE grenades here as well, so maybe bombarding towards that B position, go for a double kill. It's desperate, but could work out. So 3 HEs, a scout, a saved org. These rounds, something about them. You can catch your opponents off guard here. We'll see whether they can do that. They're going to nade down towards the bottom of the middle by the looks of things. Maybe just push off them as well with the CZs. We'll see. And indeed they will.
Nitro waiting. Twist. Quick peek back out. Nitro with him. They tried their best, ENCE, to do something unorthodox, and Liquid was perfectly positioned. Forget the mental break, shall we say, the thought of finishing second. Liquid showing no signs of any weakness, anything that would cause them anything less than victory at this point, really. They're on a move right now and on a tear at 8-1.
Yeah, I think they've only lost to 1 eco round so far in this entire series, and against ENCE, that's impressive. They are very good in those sort of rounds. They're throwing everything they can at Liquid, but they're holding strong at this point. Alu, he built his AWP up so much, but hasn't delivered with it whatsoever so far in this third map. It's great on the first two, so is that grenade. Stewie essentially swallows that one. So the last few rounds of the first half now. Number 10 this round. And still with 1. They've done damage here. They have the advantage of sorts.
He's just trying to keep them busy at B. He's held it long enough. We're down to 1 minute and 10. His teammates will join in position. Alu. Oh, you mentioned his aggression in middle. He's not scared to take that peek late. Stewie had no idea. He was just standing there.
Is that for the smoke?
I think it must have been, because Nitro ran out through it afterwards, only to die to Sergey, so presumably he had the same perspective the other direction. Ariel has twist. This time they read the apartments. That was what cut them off last time. 43, and they've backed off B. They've gone the other way. There's only one inside of the A site. If they're quick enough, the rotation won't yet be there. This could still be Liquid's round.
Ariel needs to be careful of his positioning here. If he gets taken down, you're absolutely right. This falls apart very quickly. They've spotted him in the Molotov at his feet. He can't adjust. He's going down here. And now it's up to Alexi B. Smoked out of the bomb site. His teammate completely caught off guard. He'll have backup from X7. They can boost behind the smoke. That's an option for them, but with the bomb down now, an incendiary to follow up towards quad, this is giving time for Liquid to set up a really deadly crossfire.
Massive crossfire. You're absolutely right, as X7 works in. His teammate's not far off of him, though. And Alexi's got the first shot, which means they can focus on Nap. But he gets both. He's been quiet to start, but loud now. 9-1. Liquid getting so far ahead, it looks unlikely, but ENCE, they need to win everything. They need to get 9-6. It's the only chance I see for them.
Such a sick round from Nap. That's a compromised position at best. He's low HP as well. He has little information as to where the second is. Spots him as he finishes the spray and somehow nails the headshot on the repeat you just wouldn't expect. Most players just tuck themselves in the corner, try and buy some time off the bomb. But he just challenges and absolutely blows them out the water. Another partial buy here for ENCE. 9-1 down on the CT side of Inferno. This is looking rough for them. This is not the Inferno we were promised. They've got a couple of flashbangs, 3 smokes, and they'll do what they can, but there's only 1 player towards B. And he'll have to smoke in return as well. So they bait out the utility. Liquid are fine with that. They know there's not going to be a bunch of it. They actually come for double digits. It feels like this half's been going about 5 minutes at this point, and they've just absolutely ran over ENCE.
X7. Stewie Legion, Naf. Flash close, flash far. Double push, though. Perfect way to counter it. Get aggressive. You know what the response of those, or at least the result of those flashes is going to be. But the result is B, because even though they lost that kill on A, they immediately attack the other site. Twist waits at the bottom of middle to cut off the rotations. Gets 2 for his troubles. And double digits is looking inevitable. I say that for Liquid. I still think it is, but Ariel, or rather, excuse me, Alexi has an AK picked up, has armor to smoke.
He's saving though.
He's going to say, I think that's the better decision, really. An AK on the CT side. I said they need 9-6. They have to play. Surely 10-5 is the cutoff.
Yeah.
That has to be it.
It's a dream weapon on the CT side of Inferno, but this is a nightmare scoreline. Alu will have no care. Doesn't really have much chance of going for any sort of new defense here. Elise is there to block his attempts regardless. And we are going to see LXB save the AK. It's about the best news they've had this entire half, to be honest. It really hasn't gone well for them at all. 1 round picked up. They were 5-0 down. They posted 1 round, but then they've given up another 5 since then. They saved the AK. Orb has just done nothing for them. I think 1 kill for Alu so far, the AWP. That was that aggressive peek down towards the mid barrels. But that's about it. He has not looked himself. He's just been completely removed from the game, from the great utilization of the smokes and flashbangs. That combo has just been so brutal from Team Liquid. He hasn't had a look in. Once again, it's another default here. Everything's working for them. They're hitting all their shots. They've got more than enough rounds for a T-side campaign. Anything else at this point will just be a complete bonus, and I don't think ENCE will lock out all of these rounds. They'll try and change things up. Nice shot from Aerial. And they've got a nice advantage here. They're going to get back as well.
Stewie already on 2 HP. Not much for Liquid this time. Sergey's back inside the stairs just in time at Graveyard, and as they walk around, there's a crossfire with 3 players staring down the chances of Liquid. Stewie already gone. He gave himself up essentially, given that he was so low, but a minute to play with. Not a lot to play for on the Liquid side. I'm still with NAF. Good position bottom of Banana for ENCE. Early rotation towards CT, and as I mentioned, the 3-man crossfire in A. They'd have to do something catastrophically wrong to lose this round rather than Liquid even have a chance to win it. Smoke. Alu's got it before it blooms. We can still justify going for this based on the money, so any kill they had gotten in that situation would have been a benefit to them. Not a lot of loss, but it is the second round for ENCE.
Yeah, they changed the setup up. You can see them getting 2 players towards the apartments, and one watching the stairs. That was Aerial, gets a nice opening kill. Sergey battling towards second middle. They had to change their stance somehow, and it seems like that worked out for them, but they need the rest of these rounds. 10-5 has to be the scoreline here for me to think they even stand a chance. Still battling back, though. That's their second. 3 rounds left, including this one. Let's see if Alu can change his fortune towards mid. Stewie loves that play, standing in fire, trying to bait out a CT. When it works, it looks really cool, but if it doesn't, you just lose half your health and CTs fall back.
Sandieri goes down around the corner. Flashed in. Exactly what ENCE need. He holds his ground. Gets Stewie as well. Didn't even need anyone else to swing wide. He's got 2 more there. Should the attack continue? And it will. NAF is found. Nitro over toward the A side of the map. A bomb down alt middle and 2 players pushing Banana. There's, again, similar to last time, no chance that Liquid can really make anything of this.
Yeah. Still got a spring in their step, it seems. That was a nice little push from ENCE there, detecting the T's on the other side, getting ready for an execution there. The flashbang over. Confident work with the AK-47. That's what that gun enables you to do, is actually challenge and those heads-up duels, and X7 will confirm the round here. It's a 5 versus 1. Nitro really cannot do anything with this. It will just be attempt at a frag, not going to happen. 3 players jump down his throat, and it is going to be the 3rd on the board for ENCE. But money's still there for Liquid. This is going to be relentless for ENCE. They really have struggled here, but maybe it's not too late. They can keep these sort of plays coming through, get that 10-5, win the pistol. Sure, there's a lot of variables there, but certainly realistic ones. If they win this round, money might be at a position where it's compromised for Liquid, depending on the bomb plant.
Early utility in Banana, as is always the case. Aerial. Working in conjunction with Sergey. He's gone back to the site once the utility's there, but a rotation early toward B. They're going to go 3-2 split with B being favored. this is why. They're going to challenge it yet again and try and anchor off this side of the map, which they've managed to do in the last 2 rounds. And it seems they will again. Deep smoke, I think Alexi goes straight through that. Sergey's already burned a leash. He's going to push mid. He's going to go out. He's behind them. They're not even looking. They turn back at the last second, and Stewie's gone. Again, they find themselves with 5 alive and very unanswered kills.
Yeah, it might be too little too late. I'm afraid this is great, but they needed to have this confidence at the start. This couldn't really get into the game at all, but it's looking much better now. Another 5 versus 3 with Twist down to 6 points of health. They still have a slight chance in the round. They've chosen the correct area of the map. Only 2 players here. They got that kill on aerial. They really would have stood a chance. Bouncing the flash off the door allows them to get back in position on the bike right now. Secondary flash available to him. 35 seconds. Liquid is waiting for him to peek for intel and hopefully take him down. The flashbang comes in once again.
Good shots. Take out aerial as X7 gets Twist back in return. It's a 1-on-3. Naf's got 16 seconds, but that's unlikely to amount to anything. It certainly does not as Sergey catches him trying to retrieve the bomb. Bomb was really the only chance for him, and now we get 10-4. Liquid will string together the money they have to get a last buy in the half.
Yeah, I don't think it will have absolutely everything. It's not bad, though. They've got 4 rifles and all grenades. It's just Nitro that has the UMP, so they haven't had to eco this entire half. And if you ever find yourself in that sort of scenario, you can consider it a pretty good one for yourself. HE deployed at the bottom, doesn't do a ton of damage, but this one could. Alu ready for the first pick, and this is the shot he specializes in, but the flames will push him back, and his teammate will be dropped in due course. X7 removed from the equation, but some decent utility damage. That's about the best news they've got from that. Sergey looking to respond here in second middle. Pushing the bedroom. Alu will have slight back up here. Needs to land one of these shots. It feels like he's going to. So many players there. Will he get out alive, though? Double kill comes through. Oh, my goodness. They might have stolen this one away. They take the advantage somehow. The collateral kill comes through. And Alexi B boosts up as well. That's a nice position to get at least 1 frag.
And this would be the first round they would win, having not got the opening kill. They've been comfortable to sit on top of the advantage they've given themselves, but this time they claw one back. It's 10-5. ENCE have a small chance. We'll see what Frankie feels in the arena.
Well, I don't know about you, and I don't know about you, Dallas. How are you feeling? Do you think that Liquid can win this and break the curse? Well, now you know. Let us know what you think, because we're going to take a break. Because when we come back, someone's going to win. We just don't know who.
It's all or nothing. It's the end. It's the last half of DreamHack Dallas, and it's Liquid that's up 10-5 against ENCE as they switch over to the CT side. A chance for the second at the Intel Grand Slam. And regardless of who wins this, it certainly would move Liquid to the top of the leaderboard in the rankings and ratings as well.
Well then, ENCE actually give themselves a fighting chance at 5, as I said, is actually enough. It's not great, but there's something there. They can get the pistol. That would be the last thing to do. Let's see if this is going to work out for them. It's actually Stewie pushing towards bottom and middle. So many frags coming in his favor. Headshots are plenty. The bombs down towards these steps. It looks like Liquid have done enough here to give themselves another step forward to lifting the trophy in the third map. X7 will be left towards the T steps. USP in hands. Not a done deal just yet. Because this quick kill, just like that, there's a chance now as he has to fend off another. Core reloading takes no damage for it. There's still a chance from here. He drops the smoke and he's going to pretend that he has pushed. Will they go through this? They're going one by one. Oh, they've given it away! They have absolutely thrown it. It's X7 who just bamboozles them with the smoke down towards T steps. He suggests he's running in towards B to go for that quick plant. They did not have to go through that one by one. They could have waited. They could have just let the plant come through and confirmed that they wouldn't take them down. Sure, it would have given them extra money, but that's a massive round to give up. I can't believe it. X7 is the hero for ENCE right now. Now we've got a game on our hands, Matt.
Alexi pushes with the UMP. And you're absolutely right. 10-5. Now 6. They convert all 3. Within 2, have a game, because that brings back into question the defense from Liquid we saw in Overpass and the aggression and precision in which ENCE was able to exploit that. Even through into overtime. Flash catches out Alexi. That was team thrown. Bit of a mistimed play, but the smokes down will protect him. It's not going to be too controversial for their approach. Naf does get 1.
Yeah, this is the very important round, though. Liquid have force-bought into this one, and they've lost another kill here. They'll be full eco next round, so the 3-0 is looking very likely as Alu just keeps applying the pressure towards the arch. It's Nitro with the shotgun, just trying to get a consolation frag. He'll get that. It's $900, but still doesn't change the fact they're going to have to take an eco here, and ENCE right back in this game now. This would be a nightmare if it goes against them now after having, what, a 9-1 lead, and they somehow give this game up. Goodness gracious, that would be a nightmare for them overall, as once again they will be fully eco here. P250 CZ, that's about it. No armor, no nades, and ENCE will be destined for their 8th round here.
Made back, Naf hit 283. Stewie on 69. Naf's done for. Can hear it coming. Death marches on as Alu takes him down. And you're right, 10-8, we've got a game, absolutely. And ENCE are very much back in this.
Yeah, that's true. With the force buy in the second round as well means there will be compromises. Not a single helmet available on the Liquid side. No kits either. They do have the utility. That's what they've opted for. And up against these 2 UMPs, this could be a very dangerous round for them. It's Nitro with the sniper this round. Does he want to get aggressive? He doesn't. He just sits in a pretty default position towards Arch. Sergey will challenge for banana control here. It's going to be Stewie at the very top. He has spotted a couple of players there. Sergey's not slowing down at all. Stewie 2K on for 2 frags here. The HE follow-up might be enough. It does take Sergey to 13, but he has managed to break through towards the B side. They could get a plan off this.
Stewie trying to swing back in. Will take down Alexi B. Didn't see the player right beside him, though. Sergey gets the trade as a result, but luckily he did find one more before falling.
What a flash that was. Really helped him out to deny the plant. And now they have the man advantage. 3-on-2. Sergey still 13 HP. Waiting for X7 to come in from banana here.
Molotov down. And Liege sits back. Smoke goes on top of it. He won't be able to see the player at water any further. It was Sergey on low HP, who could still go down. Oh, I thought the Molotov was going to extend and catch him. It does keep him off of the default plant position, which buys more time. And Twist through the smoke takes down X7. That's the high HP player. Liquid look like they found number 11, and Nitro confirms it. It's their first round in the last 8.
Well then, it will be Stewie 2K to keep them alive and kicking here. As he gets flashed in, I think it was from Nitro who managed to set them up. Deny the plant, but it was a bit of a bonus round, remember, for ENCE. That was the 4th round. They brought over their SMGs. They still got plenty of money for a full buy here, including Alu's AWP, which didn't stun us at all in the first half, but still plenty of time to see what he can do on the T side at this point. He has Nitro still up against him. As the Molotovs are thrown towards the top of B, just trying to get that full control. Now Fly ready with the bounce HE. That does a lot of damage if you can time it well. There it goes. Unfortunately, no one there to receive.
From X7. Makes no doubt in anyone's mind that he's inside of the apartments. Smokes go down in either direction. Good spray from Elige. They tried to jump through and commit onto the flames. That certainly helped his cause. Made short work for the bullets to take care of as Stewie takes care of X7. Alu gets the response on him, but it's a 4-on-2 with 24 seconds.
Yeah, it's a worthy trade, I would say, and they'll head back towards the B side. Who's waiting for them? It's Nafly. As long as he gets one, they're absolutely fine. He goes down with nothing, and now there's a chance to plant the bomb. They're absolutely getting this one down, and Sergey knows he needs to do a little bit more to give them a chance of winning. They might not be considering this at all. He'll let the first one not even go by. He could have been worth 2 there, Matt.
Easily worth 2. Naf got caught in an awkward position. If he had to play behind the sandbags, he had them likewise toward Banana. But the bomb planted and Alu on the op, still a chance for it. No kits to note as well for Liquid. This went from a 4-on-2 that was desperate to suddenly a problematic situation on the retake, and Alu might isolate them. They've split up, they're checking Banana, he's sitting new box. He knows where the bomb is, Fountain's gonna protect, and that gives Nitro the time to speak out wide. And he's picked up a kit as well, thankfully, because there was barely enough time. The 5-second defuse will do it.
Goodness gracious, Naf really tempting fate with that position. If you're anchoring towards the B site and there's a round you can still lose, you really want to play a position where you can hold them up. You can duck and weave. You have a fallback if you have to, if there's too much pressure. Well played to Elige for the opening 2 kills, but still way too close for comfort. And it will be Liquid winning the round and actually sending the money into a bit of a concerning situation for ENCE. X7 has $7,300. The rest, they're all hovering around 35. So will they take the partial buy here? Allow Liquid to get to 13 potentially, or manage to bring a big weapon out and see if they can have that tactical approach. They purchased a MAC-10, a couple of them, P250s as well, so the partial buy has been confirmed, as they do use a timeout here to deliberate over their options. They had a bit of a resurgence here on Inferno. They looked like they were absolutely done for when they were 9-1 down. Somehow, they brought it back to a 10-5 scoreline. Still not great considering the CT side, but now there's a real game to be played here. It's going to take a lot to make this round work with just the MAC-10s and pistols, but stranger things have happened.
Flash off Nitro. Downed, caught out so fast from ENCE. He had no chance to react or recover. A Twist is stuck inside of the site. Good headshot on Alu, because he could have been in a huge disadvantage if they wrapped around. You mentioned the nade. You were impressed by the damage that it did, but they're still down a man on the Liquid side. And bomb planted again. They've picked up weapons. ENCE could steal this away. Smoke out for Elige. Bounce off the skybox to put the nade in the site. That puts Galaxy B down to 32. But they've got position, and they've sprayed Elige through the smoke. He's on 39.
This will be such a massive round if ENCE can pull it off. MAC-10 rush towards middle. They take down the Yorpa, and now they're in a 3-on-2. It looks like Liquid will have to tap out. They don't fancy it at all, and it will be ENCE picking it up with P250s and MAC-10s. I can't believe it. It was that first kill. Nitro caught with a flashbang. Wasn't expecting such a pounce in that position as they'll try and get away with what they can. Alexi B too low to stay in the bomb site, so he'll exit through the apartment. And he did go down, but they recovered the AWP regardless. X7 and Aerial survived. Same story for Liege and Nath. But now ENCE getting close to double digits. I still am shocked at the way that pistol round went down. I've never seen such a panic in that sort of moment as well. You got such a huge lead. Sure, he's got the bomb. He's made a great play. The smoke down there is just the way they reacted to it really doesn't bode well for the rest of this half as they have to take an eco now. Team Liquid, that is. ENCE might find double digits after all. It looks like it's going to be a very one-sided game here at the start. But they've been tenacious, and that's underselling it. Aerial will go towards top and middle. He's got 3 players with him. Nice position from Elise towards quad. Can they snowball from this? Apparently not. It will still be advantage towards ENCE, and XCB might want to calm it down here. He will be committing the player towards the pit, but he eliminates the initial threat and stays alive as well. He turns around to get that frag, and there's nothing Naf can do. 4 versus 1. He saved his right from the previous round, and that's pretty much all we're doing. He's 6 and 14 right now. One of the shining beacons for Team Liquid usually is having quite a slow game.
He has to just hope that he doesn't get found inside of the chapel position. Oh, he's taking the shot toward Alu. Could have stayed quiet and they wouldn't have suspected where he was. He's changed his position slightly, but there's lots of time for them to get support here. Even if Alu gets attacked, they're in position to defend that, and you're right, he only has 6 kills. He had massive 2 on top of the site on A in the last half. But now he struggles again. He was quiet to get going on overpass as well, but when he did, that was the ultimate, I guess, decision in the outcome to get it into overtime. Even then, they came up shy.
Round 23. I did not think we'd get this far. It's Liquid who will be taking the timeout this time. It's Nitro to call it. It is tactical. Naf has the M4 from the previous round. Things starting to look very worrying for them. Huge lead has completely evaporated at this point. Team Liquid will purchase up what they can. I don't think an AWP is available to them. We're going to have a couple of M4s brought out. Elise on the AUG. Nitro with 4,300. Best he can get is a rifle with limited utility. I think he's been dropped a weapon, so we'll still have a decent buy. Stewie with the USP right now, I assume he might have a sniper on the floor. What's he got? So they do have an AWP available. That's as good as it gets for them, but Alu has his. Is this when he starts to get stuck in fully to the game? He'll be challenging towards top and middle. Stewie, on the other hand, will anchor towards B. Did this a lot in previous teams, most notably MIBR. Capable of doing so, allows 4 players to hold towards top and middle, and that's working out fantastically so far. It's Elise with a 3-man spray down. Nitro will chime in, and Sergey left for dead. He'll be towards the second middle position. Elise isn't slowing down at all, though. His head's been spotted, as Sergey tries to fall back. Nothing he can do with this. What a brilliant round that was from Elise.
Sergey checks stairs. He's found. Twist to get them there. 13. Not much he could do, not further he could go. And Liquid doing enough with the lead they had. Certainly the momentum's been against them, but 1 round after losing 2. The bonus is the same for either side. And it's the last buy in either direction. Liquid's got slightly more residual, but a bomb plant would inject more cash to ENCE. That has to be the bare minimum if they want any chance of pulling this game back. Alu, great start. Nitro gone, and they will attack on mid immediately to take the wall at the very least. They want as much control from a single kill that they can get.
Well, the smoke will deny them access, but still, the point stands. Alu with the opening pick from T-Steps, taking down the in-game leader of Liquid there. The nade will tickle X7 slightly down to 72. And they have 5 players towards the A side of the map. It seems like a firm call's been made. Stewie just wants to play B by himself so they can boost the defenses. But X7, he snuck out the apartments here. This is looking dangerous. It will be Twist to pull a kill back. It's getting neck and neck at this point. They're just trading kills left and right. It's going to be Elise trying to hold on here. Down to the 1 versus 1. Stewie, remember, anchoring towards B. He has the orb towards Library right now as Alu awkwardly has to try and get himself back in towards the apartments. He's got so much time available to him. 3 kills in this round. Can he close it out?
Fans for both. Op versus Op. Alu with 3 kills already. Stewie not willing to move, not wanting to, hoping that the play will come to him. Unfortunately, he's about to find out in about 10 seconds that it's gone the other direction, and that gives the advantage to Alu.
It's a fine move from Stewie there. That's what you really should be doing. You've lost track of the player completely. Instead of being caught in transition, at least hold a position where you can go to both bomb sites. Where's he off to? Oh, he had to get a kit. That's so disappointing for him. That's going to make this almost impossible now. Alu will have such an advantage. He's changed up to an AK at least. He'll have to make noise upon his approach. It's getting past the halfway point at this stage. Alu was in the new box position before in his 2-on-1 attempt, and he's got such an advantage. He can wait for the defuse to come through. Stewie has a smoke at least. He can smoke on top of the bomb. That actually helps him out, considering Alu has the orb. If he touches this now, he actually might be able to do it. Alu's running in with a knife, going for the slashes here. Is he connected? It's Stewie with the defuse. It looked like he was completely done for, but he's managed to win the round. It's 14-10 in favor of Team Liquid, just when it seemed that there was no hope. It's ENCE that can't hold on, and as soon as the smoke goes down on the bomb, the fact that Alu has the orb, his chances shrunk. He panicked and had to bring out the knife, and he swings in wildly. There wasn't enough. I don't think a single connection goes through, and at that point he loses his orb as well. Such a huge round from him, and it might cost them the map. Their money has got to a very interesting stage. Ariel, $2,800. Sergey, $37. The rest are hovering around 4.5k, so there is a buy there on the end side, but it's do or die time. Do they purchase into this round? Try and deny championship points? It looks to be the case. We've got 3 AKs here, 2 UMPs, enough utility. And here we go. ENCE will have to do something quite special with this setup to make it work.
Quick peek from Elige, no one sighted, so he throws the nade over toward alt middle instead.
Oh, what? That must have been the AG from NAF and a follow-up incendiary.
Yeah, it certainly was not all flame damage because he wouldn't get caught on the edge of his smoke. Most of it would have been extinguished. Sergey. Inside of the apartments. Sergey's going to swing it around. This looks to be an A approach. They've already lost 1 on B. Would have yet to rotate, but are confident enough in 3 players on this side of the map. Twist in the pit. Normally aggressive when smokes go down in front of them. They haven't challenged him too consistently because most of the killing has been done early in the rounds. And it's more about recovering the late executions. Good play. Waited this time. They didn't use any utility. They focused too soon on the site. They trade him off, but he finds 2, which means the advantage is still with Liquid and Nitro. 10 seconds left. Drops the bomb despite Ariel getting him back. He's got very little to work with. He will have time to plant. And interestingly enough, not quite quick enough on the rotation. Liquid will give him a chance to reset and ready himself for the fight. He is protected by the box. If they don't trade this perfectly, he can actually line up both. And he has the information. He's heard the footsteps as to both positions, but now checks it brilliantly. And it's map and series point again for Liquid.
They've got a 5-round buffer here. 1 more will do it. The trophy will be theirs. It was surprising it even got to this 3rd map. The veto went so well for them. They stole Mirage away. They then somehow gave up Overpass. Inferno looked like a complete lock-in. They were 9-1 up, but ENCE somehow have got back to 10 On the board, double digits is found, but they have to buy here. They're going to need a miracle at this point to take this one to overtime. Team Liquid surely have done enough at this point. Round number 26, this is where it all ends. Huge upper hand for Liquid. MAC-10, CZ, UMPs, 2 AKs, and barely any grenades, but it's a strong HE at the start. Stewie takes 2 to the face, down to 7 HP. Nafly, off angle to challenge from CT Spawn.
Sergey tagged to 1, but he got the opener on Naf. That's the important aspect of it. The nade certainly would find, and does find Sergey, take him down on such low HP. He had no idea it was coming through the smoke. And Stewie, without smoke in front of him, is actually staring at the backside of the site, still with the AWP. X7 fires in with the SMG. Elige, he catches him off though, trying to transition. Bomb is being planted at default, 3-on-3. They at least able to level it up when they entered through.
This is a chance for ENCE here. The Liquid still in the 3 versus 3. No utility left on the ENCE side, but they have got the AWP. That's not going to be where it strikes first, though. Alu with 2 on the AK. ENCE still alive, it seems, but Elige will do what he can. Down to almost no HP. It's Electebe to finish off the job. 15-11, 4 required for overtime now, and money has been shattered on the Liquid side. ENCE will at least get 1 more here. As we enter round number 27, I don't think they'll invest much at all. Stewie with absolute minimum in terms of loss bonus, $1,400. This could be a double eco situation. Just to confirm the victory at this point, you might just want to consider that. Because they'll get $1,900 next round, and that's not going to be enough for a buy. So I feel like that's going to be the case regardless.
Sergey makes the first contact toward the site. Stewie's forced off of it. Naf, also damaged in the exchange, tries to come back out with the CZ. Shots go back in, but damage almost not enough for the Deagles at this point in time. Get an advantage that's sustainable as they attempt a stack. Late game stack. ENCE hasn't really checked out the rest of the map, but they aren't committing either, so they have a chance to still do so. Liquid want to win this on a forced eco. In other words, they haven't fully invested, but they're working with upgraded pistols.
Here we go then. ENCE will make their way around Arch. You can see them doing so very methodically, very quietly, but the final commitment will have to turn some heads. They're walking into the 4-man stack. Liquid could actually win this round.
X7 tags his teammate. He shot Sergey in the head. They're nervous on entry, but they're finding the kills now, and Naf can't respond. Nitro can! He's in the corner, 15 seconds. But taken out, and ENCE survive. They find their 12th.
And like I said, this is double eco territory. 15-13 should be happening here. They can't invest once again. At least 3,200, same story for Stewie. So this is getting a little bit too close for comfort here. A couple of rounds after this one will all it'll take to get us to overtime. And if it goes down like that, I'm not sure what will happen. It's the nades down towards the bottom of mid. No real damage done towards ENCE. Nitro. Player tags until those nades arrive. Stewie now down to 62, but he is very proficient with that Desert Eagle. 3 head in towards B with the bomb. Area holding towards Boiler for any flanks, as they just try and sniff out what's on the other side of this B bomb site. First kill for Elige, so he gets the AK as well. He's falling away.
Stewie with the Deagle. It's on Sergey. Gets the shot back instead though on the AK-47. And that's the rite of passage that they need, or is it? Naf! Headshot back in return. They're still in a 3-on-3, but Electebe changes it. It's Twist this time, but it's not that he can deny the plant. It's not that they're so low and so pressured as it was in the last round. He does deny the plant, but there's 56 seconds, and it's a large order for him to try and stay alive long enough for Elige to arrive. Gap in the smoke, AK in hand, 1-on-2. Elige does not have a kit or any utility to work with. He'll get closer. He'll give this a try. Crossfire is well established, but if he could, ooh, pistol throw even to try and dissuade or distract. If he can somehow catch Alu, he has a chance, but Alu ducks underneath. And it's 15-13, 2 rounds left.
Oh my goodness. Liquid, after giving up a crucial round to the MAC-10s and P250s, have found themselves now just 2 rounds away from overtime. Remember, a 9-1 lead they had on their T side, and there's still a possibility they give this map up, including the trophy. Alu will have a full buy now. AWP, of course. We'll see if Team Liquid, after this timeout, will have the same weapon. Nitro is $6,200, contemplating his options here. And he does go for it. He said Nafly was quiet this game. He's 9-18, hasn't shown up in this third map. He had a great overpass. We will see Elise at the very top with 24 kills, Twist with 22. For ENCE, it's Alexi B, who really has shone bright here. 23 frags on his T side now. And we've got Alu on 20, Sergey 19. Ariel a little bit quieter with 11 and 20, but like we said, 2 rounds. That's all separating from overtime. They would have such an edge if they could get it. It would just break the morale of Liquid.
Stewie behind the sandbags. Doubles up. Exactly what they need. This could be the last round as Stewie finds 3. Bomb goes down. He swings wide pistol, but he can't get Alu. No need to overextend for the trade. They'll sit back and rest upon it, but they've actually lost a second in this as well. Naf's gone, so it's not done yet. AK picked up to go with the AWP, and they can still open the map. Twist has to be so perfect in position on A.
Yeah, he needs at least 1 kill here. It's in a strong spot, but you can see him focusing towards Arch right now, and they're sneaking underneath him. This could be problematic. If they get the clean kill on Twist, all bets are off. They can bring this round back. And he detects threat now. He can sense players on the other side. It's going to be a kill for Twist, surely. He gets the first. Is this where it ends? Alu in a 3 versus 1.
Shot Twist is tagged, but he's got the kill. And Liquid have it. They've got the championship. They've got Masters. And 2 in the Intel Grand Slam.
A really strong showing there in Inferno. Sure, it gets close, but it doesn't matter as long as they get to 16 and close it out in the third map. Not in the fashion they would have liked, Matt, but they've got there. ENCE, you've got to give them a shout out. The kind of level they consistently show at these big finals, and sure, they haven't won here today, but the fact they even got back into that third map shows great character and mental fortitude. They had Liquid on the ropes there after that eco victory.
And credit to ENCE, you're absolutely right. They are the real deal. Another Final for them, and they are certainly a protagonist at the front of the scene. Don't even discount them getting a win or 2 in this Grand Slam circuit. They'll be at Cologne as well. But it's Liquid with another major final. I say major, premier level tournament. That's been the problem for them. They've got 2 now in 2019, and they are making strides forward. They are getting past the hurdle, the finals problem. And in Dallas, they do it again. It was Sydney. And here, the CORSAIR DreamHack Masters champions, second in the Intel Grand Slam, Team Liquid champions, where it all began years ago. History is on for North America.
Congratulations, Team Liquid. Just gonna come in here. I mean, so many moments down to the wire there, but first of all, that 1v1 against Alu, Stewie, how did you hold on and stick that bomb?
I don't know, honestly. I didn't even know he went B, and at the end, I heard the timer of the bomb, and I didn't have time, so I decided to just take the bomb, and I heard him started running, so I knew he was going to try to knife, and I expected him to think that I was on the other side, so I got lucky, I guess.
You did indeed, and you know, luck, you won. That's all that matters, right? And I'm gonna come over to Twist as well, because Twist, you're right there. Yeah, hello, champion. You were on the A site on your own. It's essentially a clutch, a 1v2. How did you manage it?
I felt like I was in a pretty good position. Even if they wrapped, my crosshair placement was good for Arch. And balcony is the last place they're going to expect because I'm vulnerable to all those spots. So.
And Sydney, a month ago, it was a best of 5. It was a full 5 maps. If that had been a best of 3, you might not have taken that trophy home. And yet, here you are. Stewie's disagreeing with me, of course. But here you are, winning a best of 3 and winning it well in front of North America. Nitro, what does this mean?
It means a lot. I'm very happy that we won this tournament, especially in North America. It's a very special moment for my team and me.
And finally, I'm going to come over to Alige. Although, Naf, I haven't spoken to you yet. But don't worry, we've got an overtime show after the grand final. We're going to chat then. Alige, have you ever won an MVP award before?
Never.
Well, guess what, Alige? You've won one now. How does it feel?
That's sick, man.
You know what, in fact? I'm going to come over to Naf. Because as we've already mentioned, the American crowd has turned out in force for you. Have you got anything you'd like to say to them?
Yeah, of course. Thanks, guys. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Well, congratulations, Team Liquid. You are our champions. Ladies and gentlemen, show them some appreciation, please.
Your DreamHack Masters champions have had the momentum their entire time here in the Lone Star State. North, then FaZe, and now ENCE have fallen to the almighty North American lineup. And these gunslinging North American sharpshooters have come to town to play and in a big way, looking to rid themselves of that second place demon. The ceiling for Liquid is still up for discussion, but there are no question marks now. Team Liquid is the #1 team in the world.
They almost made an absolute meal of that one right there. Look, let's be honest about it. Throughout this series, they were the much better team. That can't be doubted, but they've given away a couple of opportunities that could have made that last map an absolute blowout to a very intense game. So credit to ENCE for taking advantage of the situations that were thrown their way, but Liquid here, without a doubt, the best team in Dallas.
I definitely agree. I also think it shows a bit of character that they were able to still, fight this mental block they maybe have had, throughout all these tournaments. They come into the third map, they know they screwed up on Overpass, they should have won that, at least according to themselves. They were the favorites heading into the final, yet they still managed to win Inferno in a somewhat, convincing fashion, I'd say. I agree, there was options for ENCE to get this one under the belt as well, but Liquid were by far the better team this one time around.
They absolutely were. They're now going to be donning those Baron rings. A very beautiful, beautiful addition to the trophies that they're going to have individually. Probably a good time for them to mention that the actual trophy for the CORSAIR DreamHack Masters Dallas was in fact lost by the United Parcel Service. That would be UPS. Shout out to them. But in this moment, I'm pretty sure they have to be happy about these rings.
Yeah, look, I think that's a pretty cool memento to be able to keep with you through time, right? These are the things, players normally not getting to keep the trophy. It goes to the org, but they've got plenty of things to take home with them here, and they should be happy with this win. Winning on home soil, very important. Alige, I think, had a phenomenal tournament here. He's done what he needed to do. He's been a very consistent force for Liquid over his entire time as part of this organization, so fantastic stuff for him to finally pick up an MVP award here. But all in all, you can see, obviously, with this little lower third, they're going to get their names put on the ring, I think.
Yep. Their names are put on the rings. It's the coach that grabs one as well as the manager. My goodness, what a treat, Jacob.
Yeah, not too bad. I wish that I would be able to win a tournament like that one day, but probably not going to happen. But it is a cool little future, isn't it? To have something you can look back at and think to yourself, around this time, 5 years ago, I won this certain tournament. It's a good little gesture.
Now, what happens when they put all the rings together? Do we get some sort of Captain America, Captain Planet type vibe here?
I'm all about the Captain Planet. My demographic might have moved on from that one a bit, Trace. I think we're a bit old for that one right there. But look, all in all, I'm a little bit flat on this situation because of the amount of rounds that it felt like Liquid gave away. When there was 5v5s, when it was 4v4s, they played those situations fantastically, but as soon as it got to a position where, they had a 4v3 in their favor, the risks that they'd take, they lost that 1-on-4 situation, X7 on the pistol round, which is it's a really bad round of CS to lose, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I'm not trying to, put a negative spin on this. I'm very happy that Liquid got away with this. They were the best team. It's just they made it interesting for us, I guess.
And made it even harder on themselves. The situation situation you're talking about is this pistol round here in the second half of Inferno. That could have been a disaster. Could have certainly
It was a disaster.
Well, the pistol round was a disaster, but it certainly could have snowballed in a way that they couldn't have regained control.
It could have been very bad for Team Liquid. I definitely agree. That said, though, I feel it's a final, right? You do make mistakes from time to time. Not every final is played out to be perfect Counter-Strike, and especially for a team like Liquid who have been struggling in their finals. As long as they get the job done and win the entire thing, I think you're right. You can be a little bit critical of some of the stuff that is happening here, especially this pistol round. It didn't make any sense, right? And it does upset you if you love Counter-Strike, but Liquid got it done, and I think that's the main takeaway.
Stewie, with the smoke diffuse, obviously, when it's getting close, a big play like that having to be made, that's an important one right there. But you think they were 10-1 up in this game. That was this looked like it was like, I can't believe ENCE wasted our time and took this to a third, or I can't believe Liquid didn't close out overpass and we had to go to a third map. It got exciting in there, and I'm glad that ENCE kept showing resilience. They didn't just, fall flat, because that's kind of what they built their comeback run on since the major, right? Is they're a team who just doesn't give up in the face of anything. And here, when they were given opportunities, not every team can win those opportunities. So props to them for taking advantage of those mistakes and giving us a close final.
Yeah, and that's going to be the big question now about this ENCE lineup is where do they go from here? I mean, this isn't the end of the road for them by any stretch of the imagination. These guys are hot to trot. They are in the fight no matter what. I mean, even when we look in considerations for MVP, there were talks of Sergey on the side over on ENCE. Should they have won? And rightfully so. This was a gentleman that certainly brought his A game to Dallas.
It's the level of consistency ENCE is coming into every single tournament with, right? We haven't seen them ever since the major blow out of a tournament or thinking to ourselves, all right, this struggle too much, thinking, all right, this ENCE was a fluke. It's been very consistent, it's been good, and now, as you said it, you see some of those individual players as well stepping up as well. Sergey, for one. We had Ariel, who won an MVP award also not so long ago, so we have some of those individual star players in the making also, which you need if you want to be a consistent top 5 team. Playing against the likes of Na'Vi, Astralis, FaZe, and so forth. So I think ENCE have a bright future, and again, there's a Sonny lurking out there, so they need to step up, they need to play well, otherwise there's another guy who can do the job for them.
Yeah, and that's just the way it kind of unfolds from time to time. See Stewie down there with that drip on his finger, he's real excited about all of this.
Well, now we see what the manager Steve does, so he just waits until they win a trophy and then takes all the photos, so...
He heard you too. Yeah, I mean, well, look, managers are important too. I'm just saying, no bias, no preferential treatment.
He did buy toilet paper for me when I was living in LA. So.
There you go.
Nice. Okay, yeah, that's not bad. I'm sure he's happy about that. Look, he's even happy that Liquid are able to kind of take this away. And now I kind of want to pose the question, is this where we get away from the second place curse? When we saw him lift a trophy in Sydney.
Oh, the curse is gone.
It's got to be, right?
But I still think that the superstition will always be there, right? The fact that when you get to a final, that hurdle, that mental block, it is always going to be there, unfortunately. There's always going to be a moment in a game where somebody probably thinks about it. Might not be the whole team, but definitely an individual at a certain point, if they're starting to lose, it's going to crop up again, because when something has happened to you that many times, it's going to take a very, very long time to get that out of your mind, to get that out of your mindset. Hopefully from here, look, I think clearly in this matchup today, Liquid were the better team. You could see across the board, a lot of the stuff they were doing better than ENCE. ENCE were taking advantage of situations when it was thrown their way, and they obviously had to fight in and win the rounds they should. But this is a good platform right now. I think Liquid, without a doubt, looking very hot here.
I mean, it just felt like a lot of the situations Liquid found themselves in were situations they put themselves in. I mean, this is... a lot of error within here, there, and again, where Liquid just made it a little bit more difficult than it had to be.
Sure is, but it's also part of how they play Counter-Strike. When you have such an explosive player like Stewie 2K, Elise for that matter as well, there will be situations where you do something that you probably shouldn't, and you can always fix that, but it also takes away some of that inner flair from the guys of Stewie 2K and Elise. So I think for Liquid's sake, I'm pretty convinced, and I agree with what you're saying, Chad, that they were by far the best team at this tournament. There were, occasions where you thought to yourself, you're making a little bit too many mistakes here, you're maybe not playing cautious enough, but overall, when you look at the big picture, there's no doubt that Liquid were the best team.
Yeah, the other side of that is those risks can be the risks that actually win you tournaments, right? So you need individuals willing to make those plays. You don't want to get that completely bred out of your game style here, but all in all, look how happy they are.
Oh, and a text message just came through there while they're taking a photo. Let's go ahead and promptly get that one down off the screen and adjust.
Oh, we got closer. Okay,
yeah, well,
that's one way to go about it.
Let's see what's going on in his life. Maybe we get a deeper insight, one that you can't necessarily even really pay for.
Well, unless you steal his phone.
Yeah, you could do that. I think what I'm ready for, Chad, is the top 5 plays of the tournament. We've kind of given you one of these each and every day, but today we're going to be breaking it down for the entirety of the CORSAIR DreamHack Masters here in Dallas. So without any further ado, let's start off with our top 5 plays. Coming in at number 5, Renegades versus G2, it's Shox and Train.
Yeah, this in the context of a match which went into overtime and started the tournament off was big for G2, right? Coming into this, we know how up and down they can be, but we did see very positive signs coming out of the veterans. This shocks one of them, Kenny S, his sidekick, so to speak, and this is where it all started for G2.
The vintage performances, the renaissance, as Anders called it. We do have NRG versus C9. This is Breeze, also in the same place.
One of the few moments where we saw Breeze, this tournament actually play up to the level we know him to be. In general, overall, NRG had a very disappointing tournament. They're really not feeling good right now. I don't know what it is, because they have a lot of individual star power. They have the players who can pull off these plays, but as a team right now, it doesn't seem to be too good for NRG.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's coming together for them. However, for Guardian, it came together quite well here, miraculously, though. This is all, again, with 2 HP in the bomb site.
Yeah, Renaissance is what you said, and I think it's important to note when we did have the clash of G2 versus FaZe, or any FaZe game, the individuals there definitely look back. Being able to make these plays, this is why people love FaZe Clan, because of the flair, and we saw that from Guardian.
Yes, we certainly did in this clip. He's just stayed alive, turreting, pivoting, and getting it done. ZywOo on Inferno. It'll be versus Furia here for our second clip.
Well, we saw, I guess we saw the future here. This is the future. We saw the past in Guardian, and ZywOo is the future, right?
Sure, yeah, definitely. And I think, ZywOo is on the brink of something big. We know he's a big talent. We know what he's capable of. But there's this guy called Simple, and potentially also Nico, that he has to fight for that #1 spot.
Well, how about Amanek on Inferno as our #1 play of the tournament versus G2? 4 kills with the CZ. This was on day 3, and a very crucial moment for G2, albeit they did not make it all the way through the playoff brackets. Still a good run and a good showing from the French Counter-Strike scene here in Dallas.
Yeah, him playing with a big boy team, so it had some big boy impact as well. I think him as the 3rd star of that squad, if you can get best out of Shox, the best out of Kenny, and Amanek contributing with Jax and Lucky doing their jobs, it's not a bad team.
I think he's going to be the star of that team.
The star?
Mm-hmm. Okay. The star, okay. Well, fair enough. Let's go ahead and give you a little bit of a taste as to what's coming on down the road. We have a little bit of caffeine on our breath, and that's because we have an overtime show coming up. Check this out.
Tonight on the Caffeine Overtime Show, after the last drop of confetti has fallen on the grand stage, the winning team will be held potentially against their will on stage, so you can ask them questions via chat. We'll have your favorite analysts arguing even more than usual and putting their CS knowledge to the test. All this and me speaking actually in a British accent because I'm not American and that was terrible, on caffeine.tv/DreamHack CSGO after the grand final.
Yes, that is where we're going to be going right after this. Actually, right when we wrap up here, I think we're going to haul ass over to the stage. So I want to go ahead and get from you guys some closing thoughts here on the entirety of what has been DreamHack Masters, what to look forward to going ahead. I'm going to start with you, Jacob.
I've been very happy to see G2 play. I've been happy to see Kenny S and Shox have a good performance. It's been a while since we talked about G2 as being a potentially good team. I think they show some great tendencies coming into this tournament. And then the big one for me is FaZe, obviously. First tournament with Neo, I think the outlook of that team was great. Obviously, they didn't make it all the way to the final, but that was maybe a little bit too much to expect coming into the first tournament. So overall, very happy about G2, very happy about FaZe. I think that's the team you have to look out for in the future. And I think all the FaZe players right now are feeling confident that Neo is the guy that can lead them.
For me, this tournament went as it should. The best team won.
Cool, Chad.
We had exciting Counter-Strike. The bracket worked out as it was meant to. So for me, this is good. I'm happy. Yes. I'm zen.
I like that. And when Chad's happy, I can be happy, and you can be happy as well. We're all happy here at the CORSAIR DreamHack Masters, and on behalf of all the production staff and everyone that all made this very much a reality, I want to send a special thank you to everyone involved, to include those that made this very much possible, in AT&T, Chipotle, CORSAIR, CS.Money, Esports Management, and Monster Energy, Monster Gaming. However you want to put it, they certainly had us all running on caffeine around here. And for some of those longer days, that's exactly what we needed. I want to thank you, Twitch chat, as well, for being involved in all our polls and all our shenanigans all week long, but that does it. We have to wrap it up here. We need to go get some barbecue in our systems, perhaps some sweet tea, but that does it for all of us from here from Texas. See you later.